Hey there, welcome back. In the last video, we took an introduction of Instagram stories and Instagram highlights. In this video, we learned how to maximize our Instagram story views. Now, before going into all of that, let's take a look at something else. Now, as you can see on the screen, Instagram shows your stories only to around 5 to 10% of your followers. So if you're a frequent Instagram user, you might have noticed this, or at least you might have noted that not all of your followers are viewing your Instagram stories. So as you can see on the screen, when you have around 1000 followers, your story views would be within the range of 300 to 400 views. And when you have 10k followers, your story views would be more than 10,000 story views. And when you have around 100,000 followers or 100k followers, you would be having 10k story views or 10,000 story views. So this is usually the pattern that I see. Around 5 to 10% of your followers only might see your Instagram stories. Now you might ask me, why only 5 to 10% of my followers view my stories? Well, the only answer that I have for you is that this is how Instagram algorithm works. All we can do is that we can only learn how the algorithm works and use it for our advantage. So this is the first thing that I wanted you to take note of. So let's get back on track and learn how to maximize our story views. So in order to do this, we have to understand how the algorithm works for Instagram stories. Now as you can see on the screen, this is how the Instagram algorithm works. Instagram first shows your story to a few people, and after showing it to a few people, it checks for interactions which your followers make with your story. And if there aren't any interactions, then the algorithm stops showing it to people. Now looking at the other case, if the people who see your story interacts with your story, then the algorithm detects content interaction and therefore would show it to more people. So our focus over here should be to get more content interaction in our stories. But how do we create content interaction or audience interaction in our stories? The answer is simple. Use Instagram story stickers. But not every stickers would create story interactions, right? So we have to use the kind of stickers that could make your audience engage with your story. So some examples of those story stickers that can make your audience interact with your story are polls, quizzes, sliders, etc. So using these would create engagements and therefore would maximize your story views. Now, to speak of something that I personally found would be that out of all of these stickers, using polls usually give me the most number of story views. So I would recommend you to use polls in your Instagram stories. Now let's take a look at a live example. Let's take a look at the flower that you see on the screen. Now I want to put this on my story. Now as you can see, click on the plus icon at the top and then select the story option at the bottom and choose the image of the flower that you want to put as your story from your gallery. Now at the top we have the stickers button. Click on that to see all the story stickers. Now as you can see on the screen, I've used the poll sticker and I've put 2 emojis. So it's like asking your audience whether they like the image or whether they found it not so good. So that is all about maximizing your story views using Instagram story stickers. I hope you would start using polls in your Instagram stories. And after you post the story, people are going to interact with your story and that would increase your story views. Now actually there is one more method to increase your story views, and that is to use geotags in your story. So basically geotag is another Instagram story sticker in which you can put your location. So putting geotag in your story would also bring a lot of people to view your story through that geotag. So that is also another trick that I would recommend you to use. Try using Instagram polls and also start using location tag or geotag in your Instagram stories, so you would definitely maximize your story views. So now these were the tricks that I wanted you to know about Instagram stories. I hope you liked it, and in the next video we'll talk about hashtags on Instagram stories. For now, let's take a short break and I will see you in the next video.